All right, today we're jumping into a really fascinating idea, a practical 5-step blueprint for taking your biggest hopes and actually turning them into reality. So let's get right into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You have this huge dream, this thing you really want, but it just feels, I don't know, kind of out of reach, like it's just a wish that might happen someday. It's such a common feeling, but here's the big question. What if there was an actual, structured way to close that gap? Well, that's exactly the promise of the source we're digging into today. The core idea here is that making things happen, manifestation, it isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a method. It's a clear blueprint that literally connects that inner world of wishing to the outer world where things actually get done.
Okay, so step 1 is all about clarifying your what. And this is probably the most crucial step of all. It's all about going from just a vague wish, a hope, to a super specific, crystal clear intention. And think about it. It makes total sense. It's like if you get in your car and tell your GPS, hey, take me somewhere nice. What's it going to do? Nothing. It can't help you. Well, our minds are kind of the same way. An abstract wish is just a general direction, not a real destination. And that makes it almost impossible to actually do anything about it. And this comparison just nails it, doesn't it? On one hand, you have, I want to be happy, which is great, but what does that even mean? It's a feeling, not a target. But then look at the other side. I want to increase calm family time and feel more at peace. See? Now that is something you can actually visualize, you can measure it, you can build a real plan around it. So how do you get that specific? Well, the source gives us this awesome little toolkit, basically a checklist. As you're thinking about your wish, just ask yourself these questions. Who's involved? What does this new reality actually look like? Is there a buy-win? And what's the exact feeling you want to have? This whole process is what turns a fuzzy dream into a concrete project. Okay, let's move on to step 2, aligning your why. So, once you've nailed down exactly what you want, you gotta check in with why you want it. This is all about looking at the emotional engine that's really driving this whole thing. And it really boils down to this one simple gut check question. Is your wish coming from a place of fear, or is it coming from a place of love? Are you trying to run away from something you're scared of, or are you running towards something you genuinely love and desire? According to the source, that distinction, well, it changes everything. And just look at the difference in energy here. On the fear side, you have things like, I don't want to fail, or I don't want to lose what I have. That just feels tense, right? It's all about anxiety. But on the love side, it's, I want to express my full potential, or I want to care for those around me as I grow. It's expansive, it's positive. And the source argues that this positive, love-based energy just makes things happen way, way faster. And here's the real takeaway for this step. When your why is crystal clear and comes from a positive place, your actions they line up. It's almost automatic. You're not constantly second-guessing or getting sidetracked by fear. That motivation becomes your compass, making sure every single thing you do is pointing you in the right direction. All right, step 3, this is where the rubber really meets the road. It's time to translate that prayer into a plan. We're taking that internal idea, that intention, and we're translating it into the language of the real world. And that language is action. Okay, let's take a big, kind of abstract wish, like family security. What does that even mean in practice? Well, look how we can break it down. It becomes these tiny, doable, daily actions. Step 1, add just 10 minutes of dedicated family conversation every day. Step 2, share one thing you're grateful for with. Step 3, sit down and create a real financial plan. All of a sudden, this giant wish becomes something you can actually start doing, like today. Now we get to the final 2 steps, and they are a really powerful duo. Step 4 and 5 are all about maintaining and acting. First, it's about the daily habits that keep your goal front and center. And second, it's about seizing the opportunities that show up because of that focus. And the source gives us this super simple daily practice. In the morning, you just take 1 minute, just 60 seconds, to remember your intention. Sometime during the day, you make one small choice that lines up with that wish. And then in the evening, you take a moment to acknowledge one little win, one small step you took. It's this simple but incredibly powerful rhythm. And it's really important to get this. This isn't just self-suggestion or wishful thinking. What you're actually doing here is retraining your brain's focus. It's like you're adjusting the filter on your perception, so you start to notice things that are aligned with your goal. Opportunities and clues that were probably there all along, you just weren't tuned in to see them. Which, of course, leads us perfectly into step 5, looking for that synchronicity. Once you've done the work to clarify your wish and focus your brain, the source says you'll start to see these, well, coincidences pop up. Things like an unexpected introduction, a chance encounter, a brilliant idea that just hits you, or some other small opportunity that seems to appear out of thin air. But here's the absolute key. When one of these coincidences appears, you have to act. Think of them like the universe handing you the building materials for your dream. They're totally useless unless you actually pick them up and do something with them. When that door of opportunity creaks open, even just a little bit, your job is to take a step and push it the rest of the way. So we've walked through all 5 steps, but what's the one big idea, the master principle that ties this whole thing together? Well, it comes down to 2 parts. The first part is the prayer, or your intention. This is the inner blueprint. It's your internal work, right? It's the detailed, carefully thought out architectural plan for the thing you want to build in your life. And then you have the second part, action. This is the outer construction. This is the crew showing up to the site, swinging the hammers, laying the foundations, and actually building the thing in the physical world. And this quote just brings it all home. A blueprint alone builds nothing. Construction without a blueprint is chaos. It's only when you have both of them working together that manifestation, real change, actually happens. It's not one or the other. It's the combination of the 2. So that really just leaves one last question, and this one's for you. Now that you have the framework, what's the first inner blueprint that you are going to start designing today?